Online, people are saying that you can make calls on WhatsApp from Russia if you change the language from Russian to Bulgarian. Give it a try. And you can talk without a VPN. So what you need to do is simply change the language setting from Russian to Bulgarian. And in doing so, all those annoying little dots that constantly spin in the loading wheel will completely disappear. And WhatsApp will then function perfectly again in Russia, allowing for seamless communication. You just need to change the language. These are the wise minds we have in Russia. What exactly can you really do if there are officials who are always truly and absolutely trying to ban everything? But Russians still genuinely want to live the familiar old way and use the established old services. They don't particularly want anything new, nothing especially unique. They just want the comfortable old way. And what then in such a situation? And voila, friends. You just need to change the language. So go ahead and use it. You can do it anywhere else, well, like on YouTube too. Just change your language to Bulgarian. You'll still understand everything anyway. Well, in general, you get the idea, right? Try it. You need to try it everywhere. According to Rostat, what else does a Russian need before New Year's? According to Rostat, the most expensive New Year's salad this year is Olivier. A portion for a family of 4 will cost about 576 rubles. That's what Rostat thinks. What do you think? Maybe it's even more expensive, friends. We don't know. And for those living in Turkey, the Turkish lira has crashed to 1.7 rubles. Yes, things aren't looking good in Turkey in that regard either. In general, right now, all the stocks are going to keep crashing. But against the backdrop of all these upheavals, with Trump sending a military fleet to the shores of Venezuela and closing the skies, tours to Venezuela from Russia have become cheaper. You see, the United States has occupied the place. A war is about to break out there any moment. Who cares? And Russians have suddenly ramped up demand. An 11-day stay for 2- and 4- or 5-star hotels costs $239,000 instead of $320,000. By the end of December, they promised direct flights from Vnukovo to Porlamar. Voila. Come on, friends. Well, you'll just have to hope nothing blows up there, that Trump doesn't shell the shores of Venezuela. Of course, Venezuela, it's basically Russia. It's Russian management. Didn't you know? Maduro's in charge there. Maduro, you fool. What can you do? It's Venezuela. It's run by Russians. They love to have a laugh. And why not? Why not make fun of a country that is currently led by the controversial figure Maduro? By the way, the Americans are constantly telling him, go on, head back to the old USSR, go directly to Russia. The Kremlin will surely take you in. They are actively sending him there. Do they truly know where Maduro's actual roots really are, or are they just speculating? You just don't know that Venezuela is Russia. But it's a different language. So what? But who's really in charge? It's the Russian military running things? Gasoline in Russia has turned out to be more expensive than in the US. The price difference, well, again, it's Rostat, so we don't know for sure, right? It's 8% since 2021. The reason is the drop in oil prices in the States. It makes up almost half the price of fuel. In Russia, the situation is the opposite. Gasoline prices are rising faster than inflation. But wherever there's a chance to make money, they squeeze every last ruble out of Russians. Here, whether there's inflation or not, they just squeeze people because someone needs it that way. Now, Russians are buying up graphics cards en masse as prices rise. In the fall, sales jumped by up to 400%. A record was set in St. Petersburg. Sales on marketplaces increased ninefold. Graphics cards are being bought not only by gamers but also by those who work with graphics. AI, that is artificial intelligence, and machine learning specialists are buying them in advance, fearing shortages and sharp price hikes, even though overall demand for electronics in the country is declining because there are no imported electronics and certainly no domestic ones. That's why demand is falling. But here, there's no need to chase after some professors from Rostat because there simply isn't any domestic electronics. Because Vladimir Putin has consistently been giving authoritative orders for the past 10 long years, he would sternly and forcefully shake his fist at various officials, demonstrating his absolute power. But what good did it do? Well, it's just not possible. Russia's economy is structured differently, and people think differently here. I mean, those who manage the economy. As for smart people, there are plenty of them, for God's sake. It's just that there's no demand for them, and they get paid next to nothing, because it's easier to buy things in the West. It's all clear, right? So go ahead and buy up those video cards too. We're all used to stocking up for the future. We buy things in advance. Canned food in advance, butter in advance, even though butter goes bad. What else? Let's talk about crackers. Historically, crackers used to be meticulously made without the addition of any butter, so they certainly didn't carry that unpleasant smell of rancid fat. However, in the present day, I have found it quite challenging to try and buy crackers that still adhere to those traditional standards. They sat there for about 2 or 3 months, 3, probably even more than that, and they really started to smell quite strongly like rancid butter. There's nothing to do with them except gather them up in a bag and take them to the foxes in the forest. I absolutely won't eat them because they truly stink of spoiled rancid butter. So now I just have to meticulously unpack them all, carefully taking them out of their individual boxes. I've definitely found myself quite a job. I've certainly found myself a significant job. I'll take them out of the boxes and bring them to the foxes in a bag to make them happy so they can be happy with me. Yes, I did spend extra money. Well, come on. But at least I fed the foxes too. Right now, yes, it's the beginning of winter. For foxes, it's that time when they haven't yet adjusted, so why would they look for food? All the mice are hiding in their burrows, lying there, and the foxes have nothing to eat. That's why you need to feed the foxes. Do you feed them? I do feed them, friends. The foxes. And I bring them chicken too, if I have any left at home. Yes, and what else? Well, fish, I eat fish. Chicken. Does someone eat fish? I eat it. I bring everything to the foxes. Yes, because the foxes are nearby. And the forest is right next to me too. Cambodia attacked the Anupong military base. Reports some portal citing a representative of the Thai army. Military actions on the border between Thailand and Cambodia are escalating. This, friends, is our life. Currently, they're planning to target the entire global world, and consequently, the whole world is indeed supposed to be at war. Not only will there be explosions at every border, with every border at war, but they'll also send tsunami waves. Just wait. Next year will be the year of tsunamis for us. Didn't you know? Next year will be a tough one. And it's also the year when, at the end of the year, the Pied Piper will come and lead the children away with his flute. Just wait. That is indeed my significant prediction. So tsunamis in the year 2026, and quite literally every single border across the globe will be engulfed in conflict. I mean, at war. Today is the 8th day of December in the year 2025. I am Tanya Karatsubo,